What up, gang? This your boy Music 101, and y'all back with another episode of Miss Me with the BS. Make sure y'all hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss a video.
Peace, peace, peace. What's up, what's up, what's up? This is Miss Me with that BS. Today, I want to talk about Qaadir and Naazir Lewis, the set of twins that was found deceased on Bell Mountain. They are actually from Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is, I believe, 90 minutes from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Now, I know this is a tough topic, but it's important to remember their lives and what they meant to those around them. I will be showing a video of their family speaking out. The word is, according to law enforcement, that this is a murder-suicide, but the family emphatically denies that. They are demanding answers after finding out that they were shot in the mountains. Naazir and Qaadir were 19 years old. They were supposed to board a flight to Boston on the 7th of March. They never made it. They missed the flight. However, 24 hours later, their bodies was found 90 miles away in Bell Mountain. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation believes it's a murder-suicide, but as I said before, the family denies that, and they're pushing back that theory. They want to know, how did they end up in the mountains? One of the family members says they never hiked, they don't know how to hike, they've never been out there to Bell Mountain. They've never even been to Hiwassee, Georgia. So that is totally incorrect according to the family. They saw the brothers the day before on the 6th of March. They were never heard of again. Also, their uncle is saying they never even had a fist fight. He's never even saw them fight. So how is it that they go all the way up to the mountains and one unalives the other and then unalive themselves? So this story is crazy, and it leaves a lot of unanswered questions. 19 years old, you outside, doing your thing, living your life, and then all of a sudden you're not here anymore. This family really and truly deserves answers. Somebody knows what happened to these young men. They are supposed to be in Boston spending time with friends, miss a flight, end up in the mountains, and no one knows anything. Now, I don't know too much about Bell Mountain, but I did ask some questions. Don't know how true it is to people that have been there, but I haven't seen this myself, so this is hearsay, third-party information. But I was told that it's kind of sketchy up at Bell Mountain. Now, by the pictures I've seen, it seems like a beautiful, scenic situation. And of course, that's what happens when you look at pictures. You always gonna get the best 9 times out of 10. But I was told that it was sketchy up there. There's drug activity there. I don't know. Looking at these young men's pictures, it doesn't give that, but I don't know them personally. But listening to the family, none of that seems to have went on in their lives. Now, Qaadir and Naazir were believed to have boarded the flight, at 7 a.m. From Atlanta to Boston. But the actual tickets was still found on their persons when their, bodies was found. And their bodies was found on March 8th at about 11 a.m. by some hikers. And on March 9th, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation shared that Qaadir and Naazir were both found with gunshot wounds. And that was just the preliminary investigation, which they are revealing that it was a murder-suicide. And again, the family is denying that. Also, a Georgia Bureau of Investigation's medical examiner completed their autopsies, but the official medical examiner ruling and results are pending because they need to do additional forensic testing. I really wish they would get on it. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and put this out here. I think this is way more than what we're being told. Yes, I feel like both of those young men were murdered. I don't believe that it was a murder-suicide. I honestly feel like they were in the wrong place. I'm going to just put it like that. Somebody didn't want them there, apparently, or brought them up there to do that. But here's my question. Where were they when they were approached and brought up there? And of course, the question is why? What happened and why? And definitely how. Yes, we know that they were shot. But what actually led up to the shooting? Again, as I said before, someone knows this, and give this family closure so these young men can rest in peace. But I'm going to let you go ahead and hear the family speak.
Check it out.
Leaving a distraught family with more questions than answers.
We want to know exactly what happened to the twins.
Police say twin brothers Qaadir and Naazir Lewis were found dead by hikers on a Georgia mountain earlier this month. The brothers, weeks away from their 20th birthday, each found with gunshot wounds, according to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which says their preliminary investigation reveals the deaths to be a murder-suicide.
We knew right away that wasn't true.
But their relatives rejecting that characterization by police, saying the boys were close and had no history of conflict.
They're very protective of each other. I couldn't imagine them hurting each other because I never even seen them get into a fist fight before.
Relatives saying the twins had tickets for a 7 a.m. flight on March 7th from Lawrenceville, Georgia to Boston, where they were set to meet friends. But on March 8th, their bodies were found at the summit of Bell Mountain, 90 miles away from their home and in an area their relatives believe they had never visited.
How they end out in the mountains, they don't hike out there. They've never even been out there. They don't know nothing about Hiwassee, Georgia. They never even heard of Bell Mountains. So how did they end up right there?
Over the weekend, authorities saying autopsies have been completed on the pair, but a medical examiner ruling had not been released because further forensic testing was needed. The Georgia Bureau of Investigations has not disclosed if a gun was found at the scene or how the twins got to the mountain, telling NBC News the investigation is active and ongoing. NBC reached out to family members for more information, but did not hear back.
They had a huge support system. Like, we know them, but they wouldn't do anything like this. Something happened in those mountains, and we want answers.
Priya Sridhar, NBC News.
So what do you think about this unfortunate situation? Do you feel that this is a murder-suicide? Or do you feel like it's foul play? They were led up there on to Bell Mountain or unalive somewhere else, and the bodies was placed there. Now, the investigators say that they do have the murder weapon. So I feel like if that's the case, you can really tell whether it was a murder-suicide taking place. But just in my heart, I don't believe that. Now, we do have a donkey of the day situation, like Charlamagne the God says. There is a firefighter that was recently fired from his job, as well as arrested for sharing pictures of Qaadir and Naazir unalive up there on the mountain. You just got to be more careful. Like, I don't understand what's the point. Like, what was his point in doing that? And he shared it. Well, put it like this. He shared it, but it got into some hands of some high school kids. And they told some administrators at the school. But, sir, was that worth it? Like, really? To lose your job? I honestly don't even think he knows Qaadir and Naazir. Like, you was real silly for that one. My God. For real. Now, he was a volunteer firefighter, but he lost that position nevertheless. Definitely tell me how you feel about this case in the comments. I will be keeping my ear out to hear, well, to read or hear the additional information from the Emmys office. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, definitely share. Peace.
Miss me with the bullshit. Promo alert. Today is Lena Love Lather. Make sure y'all go follow her on Instagram. Subscribe to her YouTube channel. Hit that like button. Comment and let her know I sent y'all. Her link will be down in the comment section. She back with some cream money attracting soap. Y'all already know, man, when it comes to the soap game, she the one you go to. So make sure you tap in.